I've wanted to do this for a long time, spending a few days in a Buddhist monastery in the mountains of northern Thailand. I finally did it. I stayed at Wat Pa Tam Wua, and it was intense, beautiful, but also very challenging. Let me start from the structure of the day. Wake up time around 4:30 in the morning. By 5 a.m. the day had already started. First meditation alone in my hut. Sometimes instead I helped in the kitchen, and honestly, I've never been so happy to cut onions at 5 in the morning. At 6:30 food offering to the monks, at 7 breakfast, rice, vegetables, broth, sometimes soy, a short break, and then at 8 a.m. the first group meditation. Walking meditation outside in the monastery park, 1 hour, 12 degrees, this was my outfit. After that, sitting meditation and then lying down meditation. A bit of free time, at least in theory, because those 20 or 30 minutes went by fast, cleaning, helping, going to the bathroom, and it was already time for the next activity. At 10:30, food offering again. At 11, lunch, and then another short break. At 12:50, the second meditation session. 1 hour of walking meditation in the forest, then seated, then lying down. At 4 p.m., garden cleaning. At 5, some free time. And at 6 p.m., the last meditation of the day, chanting, sitting, more chanting. By 7 p.m., the day was basically over. We all went to bed early, most people even before 9 p.m. That was my quiet moment, journaling and reading books about Buddhism I found in the monastery. Overall, I have to say it was a very tough experience for me, also a bit disappointing in some ways. Originally, the program included 2 Dharma talks, explanations about Buddhism principles, which was one of the main reasons why I went there. I practice a different type of Buddhism, and I was really curious to learn more about the tradition practiced in this monastery. However, the monk who was supposed to give these talks wasn't there during the entire week I stayed, so we only practiced meditation without any theoretical teachings or deeper explanations. On top of that, I decided to follow every single rule very strictly, even the ones that were mandatory, and even some rules I kind of imposed on myself. Looking back, that might have been a bit too much for me. I also chose to do the entire experience in silence, so I wore a silent tag on my short. I barely interacted with anyone for the whole week. I completely turned off my phone and didn't use it until the last day when I had to book my bus back. That day, I also decided to record these videos to remember and share the experience. Inside the monastery, it's also not allowed to listen to music or practice yoga or talk to people of the opposite sex after 8:30 p.m. I also decided not to eat anything outside the meals provided by the monastery, even though there's a small shop where you can buy instant noodles or snacks. This was really hard. Around 6 or 7 in the evening, I was starving. I usually do intermittent fasting every day, around 14 hours, but during this week I reached almost 20 hours every day. In total, we did around 6 to 7 hours of meditation per day. I'm not used to meditating, so starting with so many hours was physically painful for my back and my knees. And mentally too. I did feel some benefits, but at the same time, having such a strict routine was very challenging. Still, I learned a lot from this experience. I'm taking many reflections with me. I do feel a little bit of bitterness for not having had the chance to really talk to the monks or the teacher as planned. But overall, I'm glad I did it in my life. I'm not sure I would do it again, to be honest, but never say never in the future maybe. One last thing. The monastery rules say that you can stay a minimum of 2 nights and up to 9 nights. But people that stayed only 2 nights and 3 days, I believe they don't really experience what I just described. You arrive in the afternoon, attend only the first chanting session, then you have 1 full day, and the next morning you leave. So the full experience is actually just 1 day. That's why most of people I talked to had a much lighter experience. Anyway, glad I did something new and I learned something new. Now I get to practice my meditation skills from here.